Hello and welcome to this overview of the Climate Science Alliance's 2026 Giving Cycle. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and learn about applying for this important opportunity. Let's get started. Respect, relationships, and reciprocity are the core values of the Climate Science Alliance. As part of our Giving Program's annual Giving Cycle, we will soon begin accepting applications for organizational grants, project grants, professional development scholarships, and fellowships. During this overview, you'll learn about the Climate Science Alliance and our Giving Program. We'll give you updates on our 2026 Giving Cycle and help you understand our funding priorities. We'll also help you understand what to expect for our application process and share pathways for asking for help. The Climate Science Alliance was formed in 2015 to accelerate community-driven, nature-based solutions to climate change by making sure local efforts get the resources, visibility, and support they need to succeed. We do this by investing in community and youth, amplifying stories of hope, and matching funders with shovel-ready projects that protect people and ecosystems now and for generations to come. To do this, the Climate Science Alliance collaborates with more than 460 partner organizations, agencies, and community allies. Our Giving Program is one of several ways that we fill a unique space that is critical to advancing a just and equitable future in a climate-changed world. Respect, relationships, and reciprocity are at the core of the Climate Science Alliance's commitment. We are dedicated to doing our part to support trust-based philanthropy and support pathways that efficiently get funding into people's hands in an equitable and accessible manner. Our approach to regranting is from the heart and focused on meeting the needs of our partners. Due to limited funding availability, our application process is competitive, but we have done our best to reduce barriers and challenges associated with applying and have taken on additional responsibilities to better support our applicants. The Climate Science Alliance is working collaboratively with foundations, government entities, and donors to identify and bridge gaps to advance trust-based investments in climate solutions. Since 2023, we have been able to invest more than 1.3 million in organizations that hold established partnerships with Indigenous communities, over 300,000 in technical advisors, fellows, and interns, and over 145,000 in small projects and professional development. As a team, we are here to be in service to the community and are committed to being bold in tackling climate challenges in a way that creates lasting, transformative impact. These awards go beyond financial investments. We match them with support, technical skills, and expertise of our team and advisors to ensure that our partners are fully supported. We are grateful to our funders and community partners who trust us and give us the ability to be creative and responsive to your needs. Applications for our 2026 Giving Cycle will open soon. Applications will be accepted from January 6th through February 6th of 2026. We strongly encourage anyone who is interested in funding to apply during this major funding window, as it's your best chance at receiving support from the Alliance this year. Funding this year is available for projects taking place in Southern California region. Proposed activities must be completed by the end of October 2026. Additionally, any project proposal must have a climate change emphasis and uplift community-led climate adaptation and resilience efforts. This year's projects must meet one of several focus areas: cultural fire, natural resource conservation and restoration, fire and land co-stewardship, and/or fire preparedness. Or they can have an emphasis on coastal habitat conservation or restoration, coastal resilience, and/or coastal co-stewardship. Additionally, projects with a community benefit or projects with an intergenerational approach will be given priority consideration. There are 4 funding categories available this giving cycle. First, organizational grants, defined as large grants for community-centered organizations to move collaborative and substantial efforts forward. Second, project grants, defined as small to medium grants for organizations or community groups to jumpstart or grow their efforts. Third, professional development scholarships, defined as scholarships for individuals to seize opportunities for professional growth. And finally, fellowships, defined as compensated opportunities for individuals to partner with an organization and support their efforts. Organizational grants are intended to strengthen the capacity for organizations that hold established partnerships with Indigenous communities to advance community efforts in co-stewardship and climate resilience in Southern California. Eligible projects will support efforts to explore and integrate Indigenous knowledges, participation, and leadership in climate adaptation planning and stewardship. Additionally, joint applications with multiple partners will receive additional attention. Current and past Climate Science Alliance grantees in good standing are eligible to apply. Appropriate use of funds include funding for new projects or to add capacity to existing efforts. This could include, but is not limited to, supplies, materials, communication, education and outreach, travel support, staff capacity, training, and/or honorariums and stipends. Restoration activities will require additional review and should already be permitted if required to adhere to all CEQA and NEPA and/or other legal requirements. Funding exclusions include religious or political activities, advocacy, endowments, funding campaigns, organizational debt, or past events. International or out-of-state travel will require additional authorization. Project grants are intended to support community-based projects or events that advance community efforts in co-stewardship and climate resilience in Southern California. This funding can be used to fill in gaps in existing projects or help to seed fund new efforts. Funding can be used to help disseminate activities, support community events, support community-led programming, or other activities that are related to integration of Indigenous knowledges, participation, and leadership in climate adaptation. Appropriate use of funds for small projects could include, but is not limited to, supplies, materials, communication, education, travel, and/or stipends. Professional development scholarships are intended to address any financial barriers to participation for activities such as trainings, conferences, classes, meetings with partners, and/or knowledge exchange activities. Appropriate use of funds for professional development could include, but is not limited to, travel, registration, supplies, and required materials. Fellowships are intended to provide individuals with compensated opportunities to become embedded with local organizations and support their efforts. To learn about this year's available fellowships, visit our Big Giving Program webpage. As you move forward in your application process, it's good to know what you can expect. The application window is from January 6th to February 6th, 2026. The first phase of this process is our application. If you're interested in applying, you need to complete our online application form to tell us about your proposed project. The link for this form will be made available under the Giving Program tab on our webpage, starting on January 6th, 2026. Once your application is received, it will undergo an initial eligibility screening to ensure proposed projects meet our minimum funding requirements. From there, all eligible applications will move on to a full review by a team of reviewers. During the review process, the Climate Science Alliance team may request additional information to aid in their review. For applications that proceed to this final stage, the Climate Science Alliance team will schedule a site visit or in-person meeting if needed to finalize details for distribution of funds and reporting requirements. While applicants are welcome to submit more than one request, please know that likely only one application per organization, community, or individual will be funded. In addition to the guidelines and criteria specific to each grant category, the review process will prioritize projects that include members of any of our Climate Science Alliance working groups, projects that include collaboration with partners in forestry, fire, and coastal stewardship and management, projects that have a strong community benefit, and projects that take an intergenerational approach. Some additional notes and reminders. Joint applicants with multiple partners will receive additional attention. Current and past Climate Science Alliance awardees in good standing are eligible to apply. Funding can be utilized for staff time, but funding cannot be used for religious or political activities, advocacy, endowments, funding campaigns, organizational debt, or past events or projects. International or out-of-state travel will require additional authorization. And finally, restoration activities should already be permitted and adhere to all CEQA and NEPA and other legal requirements. If, after viewing this recording, you still have questions about our 2026 giving cycle, Please review the frequently asked questions section on our website. There, you will find the information presented here and additional details about our grant categories, funding priorities, cycle timeline, review process, and much, much more. If you have any questions specific to your proposal or want additional support with your application, you can also request a call with our grant manager using the office hours link on our website. And finally, thank you again for your time and attention. We are so excited to see your ideas and projects.